Alright, so it's the beginning of November, which means it is time for my monthly gaming video where I talk about all the games that I played in the previous month. I think I've said this for the past multiple months now, but I didn't really play a whole lot this month. Though this month it was because I was making a load of different videos for my other channels to cover a trip that I'm going to be having to the USA, so. But I did play a couple things to talk about, and we did get some good gaming news this month. We got the reveal of Halo Campaign Evolved, a Halo 1 remake, which is my favorite game of all time, so best believe I will be playing the fuck out of this game. Unfortunately, we're probably still over a year away from that game releasing, because it's probably going to be releasing for the 25th anniversary in November of next year. There's a few things I'm not a fan of from what we've seen, like the Needler. I don't like the Needler. I don't like the ammo count that they've added to it. I think it's from Infinite. I've not really played a whole lot of that, so I don't remember. I think the ammo count just looks ugly. I think it's useless as well, functionally, because it's like you can see how many crystals are on the Needler, so why do you need to see an ammo count? But looking past that, it's just ugly, so I hope they change that. And that's another problem. I don't want them to use too many Halo Infinite assets because it's supposed to be a Halo 1 remake. We already had Halo Anniversary in 2011, where they used a lot of Halo Reach stuff. I don't want the same thing to happen again. But this looks way better than that. They just need to improve on the sounds. They need to just improve on a couple things. I've got over a year to do it. And I hope that it will be good. I'm excited for it. I'm not like going complete doomer like a lot of people are. I'm actually excited for it. I'm actually hyped for it. I just do have a couple complaints. And yeah, I just hope they fix it. And I hope it runs well. I hope there's no pop-in. Like all the time when you're playing the game. I hope there is not a lot of pop-in. I hate when you're walking anywhere and you just see loads of things pop in view. It just looks terrible. That being said, let me know down below which games you played this month. And for me, I started with Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I've been playing through these games, like doing complete videos on them on my second channel. It's linked down below if you want to check that out. FNAF 3 though, I actually thought it was quite a good game. There's one animatronic, that is Springtrap, which by the way, the design for Springtrap I really am a massive fan of. You got William Afton's body in there, all crushed up and like impaled by these metal rods going through his mouth and shit. Looks like a bit of an unpleasant situation to be in, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this whole game, Springtrap is the only thing that can kill you. All the other animatronics are just like phantoms, so they do damage your systems, which will make it easier for Springtrap to actually kill you, but they can't do anything. You get jump scared by them, you can continue the run, which I thought was pretty cool. And the whole goal, the whole objective is to lure Springtrap away from you. You have to play audio and hope that his suit will follow it, because sometimes it doesn't. You have to try and find him on the cameras, which can be quite difficult to do at times because he's really good at hiding in certain spots. And he's going to be moving rooms, crawling through vents, so you want to try and keep him away from you in a specific room, shut the vent around that room, and hopefully he will waste time by going in it. The only thing I didn't really like about the game was the jump scares are not scary at all. I know I just said Springtrap is quite a good design and he's quite scary on the cameras, but his jump scare itself is terrible. You compare that to the jump scares in the next game, FNAF 4. I don't know if my face camera's covering that. Yeah, pretty big difference, especially when in that game you have to play with a really high volume to hear what's going on. But I did like the game overall, thought it was quite good. I did the good ending. I got the aggressive nightmare mode finished as well. The next game that I played was FNAF 4. I really did like this one overall. There was like one thing that I thought was kind of lame, and that's that you don't really see the animatronics. Like you see Chica and Bonnie right at the very end of the hallway when you flash the light and they sort of go back around. I like that. But outside of that, the only time you see them is when they kill you. So if you're on a successful run, the only time you see them is when they're at the end of the hallway. And I think that's kind of lame. I think at least they could have had like a mid-hallway stage or something like that. Just one stage a bit closer to you where you get to see them that isn't just outright killing you. But outside of that, I thought the game was also really good. I did the 2020 mode for a video. There's no cameras, there's no power, so it is quite a different game in that sense, but the general idea of fending off animatronics and timing things and trying not to get murdered is still there. So I thought it was a good game. And again, the jump scares, massive upgrade, probably the best in the series maybe. It was probably the scariest game overall up to that point at least. And then I also played FNAF Sister Location, which is just the next game. And I think that video would probably go out the day before this one. So this game is quite a bit different from the previous four. I know they did things differently and they did feel unique in certain ways, but this one is completely different. Now you've got Five Nights that are like story based, like you've got cutscenes and dialogue, and I think that aspect of it is really cool. But I got kind of frustrated with the game at times. Like on night 4, I just kept failing it because it was like it's like 3 minutes where you have to tighten these spring locks while also shaking off these mini arena things, and it's like 10 seconds at the end that are difficult, because they're all running out really quickly. So doing 3 minutes of pretty much nothing just to have a crack at, you know, the final 10 seconds again, it was a little annoying. Night 5, you've got this keypad section, which you have to enter really carefully after hearing the numbers, and if you get one wrong, or if you're too slow after each number, you'll get a jump scare. Doing that on controller is fucking nearly impossible. I had to plug in a mouse and then eventually a keyboard. I just ended up playing keyboard and mouse on my Xbox. Doing it isn't really the problem. It's just that if you want to get one of the endings, you've got to do this like nearly 10-minute normal sort of FNAF night with cameras and power and stuff like that. And if you fail it, which you probably will because it's long, probably going to run out of power at some point, and at 4 AM the animatronic gets more aggressive, well, guess what? You've got to do the fucking keycode thing again, and you've got to listen to a bit of dialogue. It's like 2 minutes on top of the 9-minute night that you have to try and win. There's just certain things where, because it is a story-based game and it is the same thing every time you try it, I feel like you only should have to do it once, especially because at certain points the game does have checkpoints, but it doesn't put them after a certain bit that you've already done. But I've liked every game that I've played in this series so far. But they were the games that I played in October. Again, let me know down below which games you played. I don't know what I'll play in November. I was gonna play Battlefield 6. I've not really played a Battlefield game before. I played like Bad Company, like one of the campaigns or something before. That was about it. So I might play that. If you've played that, let me know if it's actually worth it or not. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you all in my next video.